What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got a favorites video for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos, and let's get started. So today I am sharing with you my top 10 neon nail polishes that were released for summer 2021, which I know is very specific, but let me explain why. First things first, I do already have a video on my top favorite neon nail polishes of all time. That includes older releases, polishes that are maybe not available anymore, so if you are interested, I highly recommend checking that out. But the reason that I'm doing another video on that is because this summer for 2021, we have gotten so many new neon nail polish collections, and I feel like we got to a point where it's a little overwhelming to know which neons are good and which neons are a little bit disappointing. So I have already separately reviewed all of the neons that have been released so far, but I wanted to share with you guys my top favorites in terms of color, in terms of opacity, in terms of formula, because neons are actually really hard to get right. They're either super sheer and they take a million coats to get opaque, or they're super chalky and difficult to work on the nails. And whenever I find a good neon nail polish that has a nice formula, I definitely like to hold on to it. So if you are looking at all of the neons that came out this summer and you want to buy them, but you don't know which ones to get, this is a good video for you because you will see all of my top picks. So I kind of have a whole rainbow going on here. There's a little bit missing. We didn't get any good neon blues this year in my opinion, so we don't have those, but we have a ton of neon highlighter yellows. I actually have 3 favorites that I thought were really incredible this year, but I don't want to spoil anything, so let's just get started. So we'll start off with China Glaze Guava Mama. This is my pink neon pick for this year. It's basically just a hot pink cream shade. I don't know if I would actually classify this one as a neon. It looks neon in the bottle. On the nails, it is slightly less so, but I would say it's probably the best in the category of neon pinks that came out this year. It's got a pretty jelly-like formula, but it's actually really easy to use. It is full coverage and it does self-level out really nicely, and it reaches full opacity in 2 to 3 coats. I just feel like this is a classic color that everybody should have, so if you don't already have a good neon pink, I think this is a really great option for you. It's a good quality polish. Next up we have Cuccio Living on a Prayer, and this was part of their neon collection where we had a lot of really similar pinky shades, but this one was definitely my favorite. I want to call it a neon salmon color. It's definitely a pink, but it does lean a little bit on the coral side. But yeah, this one was my favorite out of all of those Cuccios that came out. This one I thought had the best opacity for me. It was full coverage in 2 coats. It did dry to that slightly plasticky finish, but I think that's pretty standard with most neon polishes, so I'm fine with that. And it's just a really beautiful color. Again, just kind of a classic shade to have, and I just appreciated the polishes in that collection because they didn't require a white base. None of the polishes that I am talking about today require a white base, by the way. I personally do not like neons that require that. I like polishes that get you full opacity on their own in less than 4 coats. Next up we have Orly Artificial Orange, and this one is actually a really unique color. I don't know that I would call it a full-on orange. It's kind of a mix between orange, pink, and red, and it's also neon. I just love it. I feel like my swatch didn't even do this color justice because it's so bright, it's so summery and perfect, and the Orly formula is just incredible in general for neons. I always recommend their neon polishes because they're always really good for me. Honestly, I just loved this entire collection. I'm not gonna lie, 4 out of 10 of the polishes that I'm talking about today are from this Orly Summer 21 set because they were just that good. But yeah, this one was a really beautiful orangey kind of color, so I absolutely loved it. Next up we have China Glaze It Takes 2 to Mango, and this one is what I would consider a pure neon orange, but this one's actually really interesting because it has little glass flecks in it that shine a little bit gold on the nail. So I feel like that kind of gives it a unique look, and honestly I'm obsessed with this color. It's so bright, it's so intensely neon, and it also has such an easy and workable formula. It gave me full coverage in 2 coats, which I feel like is really crazy, especially for a China Glaze. But like I said in my original swatch video of the China Glaze Summer 2021 collection, I just felt like that collection really impressed me. The 3 neons that were in that set, I'm actually showing you guys today all of them because I thought they were all really, really good, but they were just all really self-leveling, really smooth and workable and opaque. I think that they're doing a really great job with improving their formula, and it just keeps on getting better. I don't think I could do a favorite neons video without including Cirque Electric Daisy. This is actually a re-release, and it was one of the polishes that I mentioned in my top favorite neons of all time, and it actually came out again this year as part of their Vice Ice series, they re-release some colors every year and then mix it with new colors. So it doesn't come out every year, but the fact that it came out this year is to me an incredible sign that we all need to own this polish. It's like a neon highlighter yellow that's just so neon that it almost has a little bit of like a green tinge to it. And depending on the length of my nails, I get full coverage in 2 to 3 coats. Lately I've been wearing my nails a little bit longer, so it's been a 3-coater on me, but it's just absolutely incredible. And again, Cirque is just another one of those brands that makes really incredible neons. I've never been disappointed with their Vice polishes before, but just in terms of color and brightness, I think that Electric Daisy is just my favorite of their Vice colors in general. It's just really incredible. Next up, we have China Glaze Tropic Like It's Hot. This is the last of the China Glazes, but this was another one that just really impressed me this year, so I absolutely had to mention it. It's basically a drugstore dupe of Cirque Electric Daisy. The reason that I wanted to mention this one is because this is actually a near dupe of a previous China Glaze shade, which is called Celtic Sun, and that is probably one of my most disappointing neon polishes because I can never get it to be fully opaque. Even with 5 coats, I still see visible nail line. It's definitely a polish that you need to use white base coat underneath, but this feels like the opaque version of that color. So if you have Celtic Sun and you're not a fan of it, this is a really good polish to replace that one with because it is fully opaque in 3 coats, at least on my relatively short nails, and it does reach that full opacity without having to use a white base, so that's just amazing in my book. Next up, we have KB Shimmer Easy Glowing. I wasn't sure if I was going to include this one because it isn't just a cream polish. It's that sort of electric neon laser lime kind of color, like somewhere between a green and a yellow, but it actually has multi-chromatic flakes running throughout, and they shift from orange to gold to green. I don't know. I mean, it still obviously counts as a neon because this is an eye-searingly bright color, but yeah, I just couldn't resist including it because it's really beautiful. It does have this sort of Crelly formula to it, so it's got visible nail line with full opacity. I love the way that it looks in 2 coats. I think it's absolutely perfect, but if you do want to cover up that visible nail line, you can always just do a 3rd coat. But yeah, I just feel like this is a really unique take on a neon polish. I've never seen a brand add multi-chrome flakes to a neon before, so that's just something that's really interesting, and then the opacity and formula is really impressive, so yeah, just another really good one. Next up, we've got Orly Neon Paradise, and this is a neon lime green shade. I know we're definitely like getting really into these yellowy green neons, but we did get a lot of that kind of color this year, and I was really impressed with a lot of them, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Obviously, I don't think you need all of them, but I think that these are the best ones, so if you are going to pick one up, I would recommend picking up one of the ones that I mentioned. But yeah, this one is a little bit different from the previous shades. It's a little bit more green. It's like kind of like a neon lime color. It does have a jelly-like formula, so I did need 3 coats for full opacity, but I just absolutely love this base color, so I was really interested in it and I couldn't resist a green nail polish. So I really love this. I feel like this is a perfect summer color, but it's also definitely a perfect Halloween color for me. And yet another green, we have Orly Plastic Jungle. I told you guys the Orly collection this year really just spoke to me. This one is like a neon cool toned green, and I know there are probably some people who wouldn't consider this one to be a neon, but I feel like we've gotten a good amount of these like neon greens in neon nail polish collections, so I'm gonna count it as a green. I think it's a very intense, very saturated color, so I would consider this to be a neon. It has this really nice blue undertone to it, and it is fully opaque in 2 coats. And again, I really like neon nail polishes. I was so excited to see that Orly came out with 2 neon greens, so that just made my heart very happy. I hope that Orly continues this trend and continues to make more awesome green nail polishes because they are doing it right. And last but definitely not least, we have the polish that is on my nails. This is Orly Synthetic Symphony, and this is actually my favorite that has come out this year. This is another one that people might not consider to be a neon, but this I would say definitely fits the definition of neon, which is to glow with intensity. And this is the most intense neon deep purple I have ever seen. It's got a very cool undertone to it. In fact, it's very hard to photograph this one accurately because it kind of looks blue sometimes, but it's just such a stunning color. It's almost opaque in one coat, but it takes two to get full coverage. It's really beautiful. This is another one that I feel like is a perfect summer color, but also a really perfect Halloween color, because there's just something about these very intense neon shades that feel like they're also really good around spooky season. But yeah, I can't get enough of this shade. I'm very happy when I wear it, and I'm definitely going to be wearing it a lot this season. So yeah, those are my picks for my favorite neons that have come out this year. As you can see, we're definitely in a yellow/green vibe right now, but I feel like we got a good mixture of colors going on this season. The only thing that we're kind of missing out on is some good neon blues, so hopefully some brands will swoop in and kind of fill that gap, because I could honestly use a couple new neon blues. I feel like that would be pretty nice to have. But yeah, I would love to know what your favorites have been this year, if there's any formulas that you have tried that you have been really impressed by. Clearly, I have been really enjoying China Glaze and Orly neon formulas lately. I just think they're doing a really great job of that. Also, like I said, I always love these Cirque neons. I feel like you can't go wrong with those either. And then there are a lot of other brands that I enjoy some neons from, but they can be hit or miss. So again, I do recommend checking out my all-time favorites if you want to find some other polishes that are neon that maybe are colors beyond the ones that I've showed you today. But yeah, like I said, I want to hear from you. Let me know which neons are your favorite. Have I mentioned any of your favorites? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my favorite series, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you want to see a more general favorite summer nail polishes video for this season, let me know in the comments and I can definitely do that as well, because there were a lot of really good polishes that came out for summer 2021 besides the neon, so I can definitely do that if you are interested. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon: Amanda M, Braxton Scott, Rainbow J, Kristen, and Jessica Taylor. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Jennifer, and Jennifer wants to know, what do you prefer doing, swatch reviews or tutorials? So I feel like you guys can probably guess based on what I do a lot of, but I really enjoy doing swatch and review videos a little bit more, just because I am such a person. The reason that I like doing nail art is because I really love nail polish, and I feel like falling into discovering that I can just do swatches on my nails and show you guys just the color on their own was something that was just the absolute perfect solution for me, because I just love the actual colors and the actual formulas. I still do love doing nail art, and I definitely like doing tutorials. I feel like not as many people tend to watch those, so I don't post them as often. Hi, Editing Kelly here. I don't know why I didn't mention this during my fun fact, but if you are a big fan of the nail art tutorials specifically, just so you know, I do actually do live nail art tutorials generally every Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern on Amazon, so I'll link that below in case anybody wants to see those. But I am planning on posting a nail art tutorial very soon, so definitely stay tuned for that if you're interested. But yeah, I definitely love nail polish in itself, so I always love seeing just the pure color on its own on my nails, and the act of swatching is just very soothing for me, and I know from what you guys have told me that watching me swatch is very soothing for you potentially. So hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as I do. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.